All right, guys. Great news here at Chelsea. This is the news that most of us have been waiting for. We've been waiting to hear whether Chelsea have been able to sign Jorrel Hato or not. I believe and I understand also Xavi Simons' news is also in our lips and is lingering in our minds. But now the big news here we go. Jorrel Hato to Chelsea is confirmed, and Ajax FC have allowed the, the Dutch left back to travel to London for his medical tests at Chelsea. Gerald Hato is born to actually sign a contract for 7 years at Stamford Bridge, and if things go well, Gerald Hato is going to play for Chelsea for the better part of his contract, because we understand that Gerald Hato had insisted and he wanted only to come to Chelsea. He didn't want to go to any club. He wanted only Chelsea, and here we are. His contract has been agreed, and the deal has reached place, and is bound to travel to London. Nice. So something else, Isaac is also linked to Liverpool, as we know that Liverpool have already sold Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich, and Liverpool are seeking to find a replacement. And Isaac had made it clear that he only wanted Liverpool, despite being linked to the likes of Manchester United and all those things. Remember also that Newcastle are also pursuing the signatures of Benjamin Sesko of RB Leipzig, and Benjamin Sesko is also linked to Man United. Man United want to sign Benjamin Sesko at the same time. Newcastle also want him, but all this depend on the decision which is going to be made by Benjamin Sesko himself, because both clubs want him, and he is supposed to decide on his own whether he wants to sign for Newcastle or Manchester United. So let's leave it to the player to decide. And at the moment, we only know that Isak is linked to Liverpool and Benjamin Sesko is linked to both Man United and Newcastle. And we don't know what Benjamin Sesko is going to say, because he's the one to decide. He is the one to decide which club he wants, because no clubs have actually, okay, neither clubs have actually said that Benjamin Sesko is going to sign for them only. It's only Benjamin Sesko to decide on his own. So let's leave it to him, and we hope that he's going to make the right decision. All right. So, guys, there we are. We also need to also think about Xavi Simons' news. Although it's been dark, the news about Xavi Simons has been silent for some time now, almost a week. But there have been active talks between RB Leipzig and Chelsea. And we are not actually sure what's going to happen, but we believe that Xavi Simons, who also wanted Chelsea, actually is going to sign for Chelsea finally, just like Jorrel Hato has done actually here. But let's hope for the best, because the Blues have actually went on their spending spree this summer, and they have signed quite a lot of players. They have signed a lot of players. They have signed João Pedro. They have signed Liam Delap. They have signed. Jamie Gittens. They've signed quite some good players and big names there, and we have seen actually that Joao Pedro has actually been very pivotal. Actually, did even him, the lap himself, actually managed to score in the concluded Club World Cup. And people also say that Chelsea have overworked their players, and that could explain the reason why Chelsea still want more players. As we understand that they are interested, or they may be interested in players who have not actually overworked themselves. And as you can see here up to now, the preseason campaign for Chelsea is still silent, and most of them actually, I doubt if they've even played friendly matches, because their players have been exhausted. They've played sometimes they have played the whole of that Club World Cup tournament. The players are exhausted. The players are just tired. The players are just tired. So Chelsea, as a club, may be interested in wanting to buy more players so that they can help the the players who have overworked themselves at the Club World Cup. That, to me, is the reason why people like Jamie Gittens were not able to play, because the club thought that they're not supposed to play, because when the new season, when the new Premier League season resumes, they are not supposed to have overworked themselves too much, so that at least they can help and start the new campaign on a high note. Yeah, so let's just hope that Chelsea, and if you ask me, Chelsea are still going to spend more money in transfers this season or this summer, because before the transfer window closes, they are still going to buy players. If you ask me, and at the same time, they're also selling players so that they can actually balance and also be able to meet the UEFA rules for buying and selling of players. Because if they are able to buy players but not sell, then the club will be too crowded and players will not even have that. And even if UEFA and FIFA would have problems with Chelsea, and that would put them at a risk of even being banned from those new players, those new signed players playing for them, and that in the long run might have the repercussion of actually damaging or destroying those players' careers, because it's not really good that as a player you just sign for a club and remain without playing for quite some long time. It might not be really a good thing, but here we are. Chelsea are going to spend more money. At the same time, they are selling players. Understand, people like Nicholas Jackson are linked to Manchester United. Uh, Even Mark Guiu himself is also supposed to go to Sunderland on loan or something. Chelsea have also loaned some players that they bought have also been loaned back to their current clubs. We've seen the goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic has been loaned out. Chelsea have sold players like Madueke, and you see they've also sold Kepa Arrizabalaga and all those. So we hope that Chelsea still are going to they're going to spend, because in this coming season, Chelsea are going to be a force to reckon with, and it's really a good club. They are working well. They are doing well. They are proceeding well. From what we've seen in the last season, they really tried hard. They finished in the top four, and they are going to play the Champions League. So players would want to sign for Chelsea, and if Chelsea were to continue their expenditure, then players would really sign. No, actually, many players would sign for Chelsea, because uh, every player's dream is to play in the UEFA Champions League, because it's one of the most coveted trophies in Europe. So why not? Players would want to sign for Chelsea, and yeah, they would want to sign. So Chelsea is actually the club we're talking about, and believe you me, Chelsea are going to be always in the back page headlines next season. So let's hope that everything goes well, and that even Xavi Simons comes to Chelsea. Because personally, I'm a Chelsea fan, and I would not be. It won't be a surprise if Xavi Simons were to sign, but people have discouraged Chelsea from signing Xavi Simons, because they think that Xavi Simons is going to behave like Timo Werner. People have said that Chelsea are working hard to sign another Timo Werner, but here Chelsea are under new management. Timo Werner came in the old management, and under new management, new coach, new manager. So Enzo Maresca is also working hard with his players, and is not. I believe Enzo is not hard on his players, and he's a soft and kind coach, a good coach who's going to work with these players well. As we have seen, Enzo has led Chelsea from being nothing to something. Chelsea were really in a very bad position last year in the Premier League standings, but here we are. After Enzo Maresca taking over, Chelsea have actually worked, and they rise through the ranks, and they came to finish top four, and they managed to qualify for the UEFA and even the UEFA Champions League, and they even went ahead to play in the Club World Cup, and they managed to win. So beating PSG 3-0 is no easy feat, my friends, and Chelsea are going to work, and we just hope that everything is going to be fine for them. Uh, for clubs like Manchester United, they have really worked hard to sign players. The only meaningful signature that we have seen is that of Brand Boom and his friends, and nobody actually. Manu are still really working hard to sign players, and they're also working to see if Garnacho and Anthony can be sold. But uh, Ruben Amorim said that Garnacho and Anthony are still part of the club, and nobody has signed them. And he actually said that when when they will feel like joining the club, they'll be able to join, That means the club doesn't leave them out and nobody has barred them from joining the team in training. But actually, we've seen that Ruben Amorim doesn't want those players to join. He doesn't want them in his team, but just insists. That is what we saw. Even Marcus Rashford left the club and joined Barcelona on loan. And we believe that players like Anthony, who have fallen out of favor, might join the club, or they might be sold, or they might be loaned back to the place where they have been. Um, Chelsea were interested in Alejandro Garnacho, but Chelsea have actually been silent on that. They have not talked about it any time recently. At the same time, uh, we've also seen that Nicholas Jackson has been linked to. People thought that Nicholas Jackson would be swapped with Garnacho, but nothing has happened. So we don't know what the clubs are thinking about, but we just hope that the players actually work to see to it that they've pursued their career and they've played well. So if they don't actually get time to play, players get bored and they might want to leave the club. So that is that. Yeah. So we hope that every player's dream is to get playing time, and that is why we've seen people like Federico Chiesa being linked to getting back to Serie A because he thinks that Liverpool are not giving him enough time to play, and that is affecting his career. So Federico Chiesa wants to leave to leave Liverpool because he thinks Liverpool is too good for him, and maybe players, according to Anslot, players there at Liverpool are much better than Chiesa. So Chiesa is actually lacking enough playing time, and it might be tough for him. So Chiesa is actually linked to traveling back to Serie A because Liverpool have actually signed better players than him. Liverpool have signed Florian Wirtz. Liverpool have signed Hugo Ekitike, and they are still going on to spend. They have sold Luis Diaz, who they think they are thinking of about replacing by Isak. Isak is going to be very pivotal if he were to be signed by Liverpool. By the way, um, about Arsenal have also proceeded well. Um, they have signed Victor Gyökeres, the greatest signing of the season, if you ask me. Victor Gyökeres is going to be a big signing, but we have not seen him play for Arsenal. He has actually been very little at Sporting, but we have not seen Victor Gyökeres in action for Arsenal. So let's hope that Gyökeres is going to be my great rival as a Chelsea fan. I hope that Gyökeres is going to play competitively well against our defenders, and we believe that he's going to be active and he's going to be serious in his new club. So Chelsea have also robbed us of Noni Madueke. I've actually, as a Chelsea fan, I was stupefied. I was surprised to see Madueke sign for Arsenal. I was actually surprised to see Madueke sign because Madueke was not supposed to go there. Actually, considering that Arsenal is a rival club in London. So I never thought that Madueke or Chelsea would sell another player. But here Chelsea have been able to have sold players a lot to Arsenal. They sold David Luiz to Arsenal. They sold Peter Cech to Arsenal. Yeah, we also signed Oliver Giroud from them. Yeah, but they also took Kai Havertz last season. They took Jorginho. They have taken Madueke again. So we don't know what's going to happen with them. Havertz was very pivotal, was very important for them in the last two seasons. We hope that Madueke is also going to play for them well. Me as a rival fan, I believe that Madueke is not going to play. I just hope that he flops at Arsenal because if he plays well and scores against Chelsea, that's going to be sad for me. Madueke is such a good player. I never wanted him to leave anyway, but because Chelsea have signed and they wanted more players, but maybe they thought that Madueke is not better than their potential signings. They thought that Madueke would be would be able to leave the club so that at least he can leave space and chance to the incoming signings